Politics in our state is not just about elections. Every coffee shop, every bus stop, people are debating politics with passion. Welcome to Kerala Election Pulse 2026, powered by Semiotica.ai, where we decode voter intent using AI-driven electoral intelligence. Here we are not just looking at votes. We are looking at what people are talking about, how they feel, and which alliances are gaining momentum in public conversations. Because as we say in Kerala, when you listen to the people, you understand where politics is heading. Let's kick things off with a quick rewind to the 2021 Assembly elections in Manjeswaram. What a contest it was! Intense, electrifying, and down to the wire. The final result? A nail-biter. The seat was clinched by IUML, part of the UDF alliance, but hold on, by a razor-thin margin of just 745 votes. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. Riding high on the campaign surge led by star campaigner K. Surendran, the BJP, representing the MDA alliance, stormed in to secure the second spot. And the big twist? The CPIM from the LDF alliance slipped to third place, finishing with 40,639 votes. That's the thrill of Kerala politics. Margins may be razor-thin, but the political signals behind them? Loud, powerful, and impossible to ignore. Now here comes a truly fascinating insight. Take a look at this. The share of political conversations for the upcoming Kerala election 2026. And the big question is, what's the sentiment behind the noise? Are voters applauding an alliance? Or are they raising tough questions? Because this balance, positive versus negative sentiment, that's where the real pulse of public opinion lies. Now here's what the latest sentiment analysis reveals. The UDF is gaining ground with strong positive sentiment in conversations. But on the flip side, both the LDF and the NDA are seeing slightly higher negative sentiment in comparison. And yet, here's the twist in the tale. When we zoom out and look at the bigger picture, the LDF still seems to hold a slight edge in the overall conversation landscape. That's the complexity of politics. It's not just about how much you're talked about. It's about how you're being talked about. As our elders wisely say, it's not enough that people are talking about you. They must be talking about you for the right reasons. All right, let's dive straight into the conversation pulse, what people are really saying on the ground. Starting with the LDF. The big positive? Strong perception around personal impact. Voters feel the connection on the ground. But the criticism is sharp. Questions around fake secularism, allegations of opportunistic politics, and doubts that it's more likely to fall short this time. Now, the UDF. The momentum here is clear. Conversations highlight a strong chance of success, a belief in UDF returning to power, and again, a solid personal impact factor, but not without criticism. Concerns over caste and religious domination, charges of religion-based politics, and talk of money power influencing the game. And what about the NDA? The positives are ambitious. A strong narrative that Kerala will change, focus on public protection, and a sense that they're on the road to success. However, the concerns are real. Top of declining public support, strategies around vote splitting, and again, the shadow of money dominance. So what does this tell us? Each alliance has its strengths. Each faces its own challenges. And in a politically charged battleground like Manjeswaram, these conversations could very well shape the final verdict. And now, we arrive at the most crucial part of this analysis. This is where the real story unfolds. How do the people of Manjeswaram truly perceive each political alliance? We're talking about 5 powerful decision-makers: regional development focus, youth support, credibility in the electorate, leadership skills, and political tolerance. These aren't just buzzwords. These are the factors that decide votes and define victories. Let's break it down, alliance by alliance. On political tolerance, the UDF takes the top spot, while the LDF and NDA stand shoulder to shoulder with moderate scores. When it comes to development focus, the LDF surges ahead. The NDA follows in second, while the UDF trails behind. Now, the youth factor? The NDA dominates here. The LDF holds a middle ground, and the UDF finds itself at the lower end. On trustworthiness, it's the UDF leading from the front. The LDF sits in the middle, while the NDA records the lowest score here. And finally, leadership strength. The NDA takes the lead, the UDF follows, and the LDF ranks lower in comparison. But here's the bigger picture. At the end of the day, voters don't just listen to promises. They judge performance, credibility, and consistency. Because this is Kerala, an electorate that is aware, alert, and politically sharp. And that's exactly why these factors matter. They reveal who is truly connecting with the people and who still has ground to cover. Well, after analyzing every conversation and decoding voter sentiment, here's the big call from Semiotica. UDF takes the early edge in Manjeswaram. Yes, based on the current mood on the ground, voters in Manjeswaram are leaning slightly towards the UDF, giving it a crucial advantage at this stage. Now let's get to the numbers, and they're incredibly tight. The UDF is projected to secure around 41% of the vote share, with the NDA breathing right down its neck at 40%, and the LDF trailing at 19%. This is a neck-and-neck battle, just a 1% gap between UDF and NDA, which means this contest is far from over. So friends, that was just a glimpse of the current election pulse for 2026 in Manjeswaram, and trust me, this is only the beginning. In the coming days, we go deeper, sharper, and closer to the ground reality. We'll decode voter sentiment, alliance performance, and the real political mood across Kerala. If you want to stay ahead of the election story, don't miss a single update. Follow and subscribe to our channel, because when Kerala speaks, the entire political world listens. Subscribe now. Stay tuned for the next big election insight. Namaskaram, and we'll see you in the next episode.